All right. The important people are here. As you look above with the tail of the tape, number 3, Georgia versus number 4, Army. Um, let's see. What did we do last year? Off the coast is why would I no. Um we're going to we'll do SoFi Stadium. Everyone's going to have to make the trip to California. Uh Dogwood. Question for you before we get the game started. Were you the coach of Georgia when they won it in 2036? So tonight, with the stories that we have in the background, we have Georgia trying to go back to back, trying to be, well, the last team that did it was Alabama in 50 and 51, but Coach Dogwood specifically is trying to go back to back rings as a coach that has not been done since 2023, 2024, when Julio did it with North Carolina. He is trying to be up there with the 3-ring group, which in that officially is Dogwood, not Dogwood, uh, Big Dragon Daddy, and Sweat. Actually, Sweat has 4. Never mind. So he's trying to catch up to Sweat. Dogwood won it last year against Army. Army, on the other hand, is trying to win his first ring and trying to stop the SEC dominance, stop them from getting their 5th ring in 6 years, and to bring the ACC their first championship since Notre Dame did it in 2046. Interesting numbers with the tail of the tape. The 2 quarterbacks, Alonzo Sims, who has been a stunner all year long, has kind of flopped this playoffs. 4,500 passing yards, 47 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and has a QBR of 142 with 3 additional rushing touchdowns. During the playoffs, under 700 yards passing, he has 6 touchdowns but 4 interceptions and has been maintained to only 16 rushing yards. While Army's quarterback, Nelson Bynum, just under 4,000 yards passing on the year, 31 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a QBR of 108, has shown up big, has not thrown an interception this playoff, 4 touchdowns, 58%. He has 2 additional rushing touchdowns in the playoffs. In those playoff games, they've been tight. Army's margin of victory is less than a touchdown in both of those games, especially if you add in the ACC Championship game, which is the largest margin of victory in their their second largest. Their win over USC was 9 points over Virginia, and the championship ACC Championship game was 7, and the stunner with Northwestern winning by 4. The flip side of that, Georgia has just been a powerhouse on the year. Margin of victory, 37.9 points and 28 in the postseason. But here's the kicker. In the postseason, or all season long, they've only allowed 1 game where they've allowed the team to score more than 20 points. They've done it twice in the playoffs. They allowed Virginia to put up 21 and UCLA to put up 24. Other players to watch for Army: Bryce Wright, the running back, who's had a really good year on the ground in the playoffs, has been mostly diabolical during the air game with 127 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 77 catch percentage. Has only dropped the ball or fumbled the ball once. Defensive side, Mark Wilson, the linebacker, been one of their big tacklers all year long, has 24 tackles. I know I'm going to butcher the hell out of his name, but Nassim Masodi, the cornerback, who's had a okay performance on the year. 3 interceptions, 59 yards, 9 pass deflections. In the playoffs, 4 interceptions, 5 pass deflections. Has been stellar on the year. Georgia's key players to look at: Daniel James, the running back with 1,200 rushing yards, 16 rushing touchdowns, 11 receiving touchdowns on the year. During the playoffs, been mostly silent. 187 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown, 2 receiving touchdowns. And Demarion Marley with 1,300 receiving yards, 15 touchdowns, also has been mostly quiet. Only 5 receptions, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. But the one who's been doing a lot of talking has been Grayson McGee. 169 tackles on the year. He's had 29 in the playoffs, 18 of those being solo, has forced a fumble, and has a fumble recovery. This Georgia defense is top 5 in almost every category. First in points allowed, second in yards allowed, and offensively, they are top 5 in most categories. Army, top 10 in defense. Offense, top 15. But they're both here. Time for talking is over, and we got ourselves a game. Georgia is the home team, and they're going to be wearing their classic red helmets, red jerseys, white or the gray pants. Army rocking the khakis all the way through, as Army will elect to go ahead and get the ball to start the game. And we have kickoff as the cannons go, and it'll be taken from the 8-yard line. Caleb Pate will return it, gets upfield. He gets a little bit of yardage. He'll get 18 on the return, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Black Knights on their own 26. Nelson Bynum coming underneath center, and Flippy going back to old school Army for a little bit, lining up in that classic Army wing T formation as Bynum runs the play action, rolls out, feels pressure, and he's going to have to get rid of that ball as he'll bring up 2nd down. They line up the same formation. Bynum fakes the handoff once again, rolling out the opposite way, steps up into the pocket and tries to do a dump-off pass, but he overthrows his man, Quentin Roberts, as it just sailed over his head. 3rd down and 10. They will go to the ground game. J.R. Valverde will get the handoff, and he'll rush it up the gut, getting a measly 4 yards, as they will have to punt the ball away. 4th and 6 from the 30. 42-yard punt by Dominique Kelly, as Marley will fair catch this one, and Georgia will take over 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. The coverage was good for the Black Knights. Alonzo Sims getting his last word in with Coach Dogwood as he trots onto the field, as he will line up in a shotgun formation. Daniel James to his right. He takes the snap, hands it off to James. James lowers his head and gets past through the line of scrimmage initially, and he'll get to the 1st down marker for a gain of 10. 1st down, Bulldogs. As the barking has already been happening all pregame, and these obnoxious SEC fans letting their voices be known that they are here. Shotgun formation yet again. James to his right. Ronnie Fredericks will be in motion. They take the snap, hand it off to Fredericks, who gets it to the outside, gets a great block by the tight end Winkler, who springs him free, and he gets a good 7-yard gain before he is slung down. 2nd and 3. Getting a mix of run here. Hand the ball off to James Muir, who gets a 5-yard gain and a big first down brought down at midfield. 1st and 10, Georgia. Georgia toss play to Muir, who gets to the outside, gets a great block as he's tackled. He rolls up on his tight end, and his tight end comes up hobbling on the ground. As we have an injury on the play, Georgia's Eric Winkler will be coming off the field as he was rolled up on in that play. Don't know the extent of the damage, but we will assess that later on, as it will be 2nd and 4. Sticking to the ground game. James gets the handoff. He gets a gain of 6, enough for the first down. We have still yet to see Sims pass the ball, but we won't wait too much longer, as on this 1st and 10 play, Sims, play action, drops back to pass. Look, and he wants it all, throwing it towards the end zone, and it's incomplete, batted away. As it will bring up a 2nd down and long. Back to the ground game. Daniel James gets a handoff, gets a rush of 5, and then go back to the ground game again with Mirror, who gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and he'll bring up a 4th and 5 from the Army 33. Dogwood wants to punt it. Decides he's going to go for it. Decides it again. He's going to send out Isaiah Brasher. Brasher on the year, 12 for 19, has knocked in a long of 52. But this playoffs, he is 5 for 5 and has a long of 37. Brasher lines up for the kick. The kick is up, and it's no good. He will leave it short, as Army will take over on their own 40-yard line. Dogwood giving the mean eye to his kicker, as the Black Knights will line up, this time shotgun formation. Bynum in the backfield. Bynum will line up with 2 running backs with him. He's got Valverde and Bryce Wright. Takes the snap, play action to Valverde, looks it, he throws it on a wheel route to Wright, and Wright was left wide open on the short side of the field. He's going down the sideline, he's being chased, and he's going to be tripped up for a 50-yard gain, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 10, as the Georgia defense bit on the run, and they left the other running back wide open. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Army stays in the shotgun formation, takes the snap, Bynum throws it short over the middle to Derek Broussard. Broussard lowers his shoulder, stretching for the end zone. Touchdown, Army. Broussard had it. It was initially stopped, but the second effort let him in. The extra point is up and good. It is 7-0. Army. As we have nobody keeping up with scores. That's a quick little fix. Uh, Uno momento, por favor. Oop. All right. We are at the 9:17 mark. All right, there we go. So we can keep up with it in NZ's TV as well for those that are sitting at home. Georgia Army kicks off. They will let it touch back, and Georgia will line up 1st and 10. Will they change their offense a little bit, or they stick to the ground game? They line up shotgun formation. Demarion Marley goes in motion. Snap goes to him. Marley tries to break free, but he gets a mediocre 4-yard gain on the play that brings up 2nd and 6. Stay in the shotgun formation. Georgia, this time they move Fredericks to the short side of the field. Takes the snap, fake it to Fredericks, hands it off to Daniel James. James gets stopped initially at the line of scrimmage, but will fall forward for a gain of 2, 3rd down and 4. Sims staying in the shotgun formation. James, the lone running back, to his right. They got trips to the left. Takes the snap. Will try to throw it short to that side of the bubble screen. It's going to be dropped. It will be big time drop by Fredericks, who couldn't come down with it. And it will fall incomplete. 4th and 4, and they have to punt the ball away. Christian Celestine will punt it off. 41-yard punt. Pate will call fair catch, and it will be 1st and 10 Army on their own 28-yard line. Bynum in the pistol formation. He will run the play action, rolling out, feels pressure, and he just decides to dump this ball off out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd down and 11, the pistol formation. Fakes the initial handoff to right, tosses it out to Valverde, who gets a great block on the outside, springs him free, running, and before he is pushed out of bounds for an 11-yard gain. 1st down Army. On their own 39, hand the ball off to right, straight up the gut, lowers his shoulder for a big boom as he's stumbling forward, and that hypes up the Army sideline as he comes up with a big old boom there. 2nd and 4, right gets the handoff again, lowers his shoulder once more, big time 1st down there for a gain of 4. 1st and 10 at their own 49. Hand the ball to right. Georgia's defense reads this one all the way, and he gets blown up in the backfield. No gain. 2nd down. Hand the ball off to right. Right rushes it up the gut one more time. He gets a gain of 3 on the play as it brings up a 3rd down and 7. Right comes out. Valverde goes back in. Shotgun formation. Man gets sent in motion. Takes the snap, looking, throws it short, and it's batted away by the defensive lineman for Georgia. I believe that was Ryan Smith who gets a big meaty paw on it to knock it away, as it will be 4th and 7 at the Georgia 48, and they will elect to punt this ball away. Dominique Kelly gets foot to ball as this ball gets a Georgia bounce. It will go in for a touchback as Marley, with a good fake out, making the Army defense not able to get there, as it'll be 1st and 10, Georgia on their own 20. Stop for a 3-and-out last drive. Let's see what they can do here. Sims has only passed the ball twice at this point. James will get the handoff, rushed it straight up the middle, and there was a gigantic hole for him as he gets to the second level before he is brought down for a gain of 10. 1st down, Georgia. They go back to James, straight up the middle once again as he lowers the boom himself, and he'll get a gain of 7 on the play, making it 2nd and manageable for 3. James comes out. Mir comes in. He gets the handoff, and Army reads it all the way as he's dropped for a loss of 1. They listened to Coach Flippy to load the box. It is now 3rd down and 4. Sims, shotgun formation. He fakes the initial handoff. He is rolling out to his right, doesn't see anything, and tries to force a pass. It's almost intercepted as it is in and out of the safety, Caleb Pate's hands, as he came screaming in to knock that ball away. as it'll be 4th and 4, and they will have to punt the ball away. 33-yard punt. Pate returns it for a gain of 16, and Army will have 1st and 10 in great field position on their own 47-yard line. But we have an injury. Army's Charles Pate comes up with his own power. He is limping as he does, but he seems to be holding his ankle. We will have updates for you later on that. And speaking of, we do have an update from Georgia's tight end, Eric Winkler. Winkler was holding what looked to be like an Achilles injury, but it's only a strain, but he will be out for the rest of the game. Wasn't a tear, but just a strain. He will be fine. Charles Tate was injured for Army, so they're out of safety. 1st and 10 Army. Time still winding down here in the first quarter. 1st and 10. Bynum drops back to pass. Looking, has time, steps up into the pocket, fires, finds Kyle Bird with a big diving catch there for a gain of 19, who got past the secondary a little bit, had to go up for that ball. 1st and 10, they hand the ball off to Valverde. Valverde rushes it. He gets a gain of 2. They go back to him. He gets a gain of 3. 3rd down and 5. Bynum takes the snap, fakes it to Valverde, looking, tries to throw it to the outside, but he overthrows his man, Quentin Roberts, as it will be 4th and 5 from the Georgia 29. As they will send out their kicking team, Gordon Travis, who on the year is 16 for 20 here in the playoffs. He is 4 for 5. No, sorry. 3 for 4. My bad. Kind of gave it away there. He nails this kick as Army will go up 10-0 with that 46-yard field goal as we are in the dying seconds of the first quarter. As it will be kicked off, taken from the 5-yard line, Marley will actually have a chance to return this one. He gets upfield, gets a decent block before he is met at the 32-yard line, and Georgia will have it 1st and 10 on their own 32. And we'll get one more play before the first quarter is over. Sims fakes the handoff, looking, will throw it out of the backfield to the faked Daniel James, who is left wide open as he runs forward. He'll be brought down by a host of Black Knights as he'll get an 11-yard gain on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 Georgia as we end the first quarter. At the end of 1, it is 10-0 Army. But Georgia is knocking at the door. As we will have our first sponsor of the day. We haven't done these in a while. Brought to you by Dos Equis. When it's game time, grab an ice cold Dos Equis. Or when you're in the middle of the game, go for Dos. Dos Equis Brewing Company. Stay thirsty, my friends. Georgia will have it 1st and 10 on their own 43-yard line. They hand the ball off to Mir, who rushes it for a gain of 1. Sims will throw the ball again. This time a short pass to Friedrichs, who comes down with it. Gain of 5 on the play. Third down and 4. Sims drops back to pass, feels pressure, and has to throw this ball away before he is dropped for a sack. And it will be 4th and 4 in their own 49. Celestine will punt this ball away, and it will be a 30-yard punt, a 2-yard return by Pate, as it will be 1st and 10, Black Knights. As let's see if they can do something with it. Bynum hands the ball off to Wright. He gets a 1-yard gain. Hand the ball off to Valverde. He gets 9 on the play. Big first down. On their own 33. Bynum fakes the handoff to Valverde. Looking, he's rolling out, dumps it off short, and finds David Wagner. Wagner breaks a tackle, is running down the sideline before he is shoved out of bounds for a big 21-yard gain, and they're in Georgia territory at the 46. Army with great field position will go back to the passing game. Bynum throws it quickly over the middle, finds Quentin Roberts, who comes down immediately with it with a gain of 6. Back to the run game. Valverde rushes it up the gut, lowers his shoulder, gets past the first down marker for a gain of 5. First down, Army at the 35-yard line. Bynum hands it off, this time to Broussard, who gets met at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Broussard comes out right, gets the handoff this time. Stopped initially up the gut, breaks it to the outside. He makes it 9 yards, almost gets a first down, as it'll be 3rd down and 1. As they will go to for a play here. They run the play action. Georgia doesn't bite, throws it over the middle, intercepted. Mike Skinner jumps in front of the ball, and he gets it to the 10-yard line, and it'll be a turnover on downs there as Georgia stops the Army offense. And a big, crucial play there. It'll be 1st and 10, Georgia, on their own 10-yard line. Sims drops back to pass, and this ball falls incomplete to Daniel James. But even worse, we have a pass interference on the offense. Half the distance to the goal line, it will be 1st and 15. They hand the ball off to Mirror, who rushes it up the gut. He gets 5 yards, gets back, 2nd down and 10. And just like that, false start by the offense brings it back to 5 yards. 2nd and 15 from the 5-yard line as they continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Sims will drop back to pass, looking. He's got time, throws it on a fade route to Marley, leads him out of bounds for a big 25-yard gain. And just like that, Georgia has a little bit of life to them. 1st and 10. Dogwood's going to be mad. Delay of game on the offense. I couldn't get the play call in. It is now 1st and 15 in true Georgia fashion. 2 step forwards, 1 step back. 1st and 15. James will get the handoff. He gets 9 on the play and makes it 2nd down and 6. Sims fakes the handoff, looking, throws it to a post route. It's got Alan Jackson as he comes down with it, and he gets hit hard, but he holds on to the ball. It's a big gain of 29. 1st and 10 in Army territory at the 37-yard line. Mirror will get the handoff. He gets 1. 2nd down and 9. James gets the handoff. He gets 11 on the play, and it's another big first down for Georgia. Coach Dogwood is very animated about the fact not to get Mirror in the game, and he wants to continue to do with James. 1st and 10. Hearing that and seeing that, Sims fakes it to Mirror and decides to keep it for himself, and he'll only get 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 9. Sims drops back to pass, looking, fires to the outside. Got Allen Jackson that leads him out of bounds, and it will be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Georgia knocking. In the pistol formation, Sims, it's a delayed handoff to James, and the RPO couldn't do anything as he's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss of 3. They will give the loss. They will give it a running loss to James as he was trying to hand it off, but it looked like James was trying to block. It was just a bad miscommunication there. In the stats book, it's a loss of 3 to Daniel James. 2nd and goal. Sims feels pressure, has to get rid of this ball quickly, and he overthrows his man Marley in the end zone. 3rd down and goal from the 13. Shotgun formation. There is no running back in the backfield. 5 wide receiver set. Sims drops back to pass, looking, pumps fakes, one-on-one on the outside. He's got Marley who comes down with it. Touchdown, Georgia. He had the coverage that he was looking for, and Marley comes down with it. The extra point is up and good, and Georgia gets on the board. 4:22 left in the half as they will kick this ball away, and Army will have it 1st and 10. After the kickoff, a 21-yard return, and it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. They hand the ball off to Valverde, who rushes it up the middle. He gets a 7-yard gain. 2nd down and 3. They hand the ball off, this time to Bryce Wright. Wright gets blown up in the backfield, a loss of 1, as it brings up a 3rd down and 4. Bynum, play action, looking, throws it over the middle, batted away, and Army will go 3 and out as this Georgia crowd has more life put into them. Dominique Kelly, 34-yard punt. Marley throws up a fair catch as it'll be no return, and Army will call a timeout. 2:33 left in the half. Georgia 1st and 10 in their own 33. Hand the ball off to James. James breaks it to the outside, and he rushes up the field before he gets the 1st down marker. Gain of 11 as we hit the 2-minute timeout. Two minutes remaining in the half. Georgia will hand the ball off. Mir gets the handoff, rushes it up the gut, and he gets a big 9-yard gain on the play. It will be 2nd down and 1. Sims with the play action, looking, throws it in the backfield to Daniel James. James gets a couple of blocks on the screenplay, gets to the outside, runs down the field before he is finally pushed out of bounds for a 14-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10 at the Army 33. As we have a false start by the offense, making it 1st and 15. 1st and 10. 1st and 15, sorry. Hand the ball off to Mir, who gets the 5 yards back. Make it 2nd and 10. Sims drops back to pass, throws it quickly over the middle to Allen Jackson, who comes down with it. A gain of 3. Georgia calls timeout. They have 2 remaining. 3rd down and 7 at the Army 30. Sims drops back to pass. Flags fly. Throws it. Marley comes down with it, and it's a battle for the ball, and it's a big 14-yard gain there. As we will assess the penalty. Pass interference on the defense will be declined. Georgia calls a 2nd timeout. It will be 1st and 10 from the Army 16. Georgia will run the ball to someone who I have not called yet, Alex Burden. Rushes it up the gut. He gets a gain of 4, and Georgia calls their final timeout of the half. 2nd and 6. Sims, delayed handoff. Mirror gets the handoff, rushes it up the gut, and he gets the first down and more as it will be 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. 1:10 left in the half. Both running backs in the backfield, shotgun formation, hands the ball off to James. James lowers his shoulder and he fights for a couple extra yards, and he's going to be stopped short at the 1-yard line. It is 2nd and goal. Time winding down. They hand the ball off again to James. James tries to dive for the end zone, and he won't come down with it. It will be still stuffed at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 1. They go back to the well. James gets the handoff. Army gets a push, and he's dropped in the backfield for a loss of 1, as it will bring up a 4th and goal. And Dogwood, instead of fighting for it, will kick the field goal. Brasher will nail the 19-yarder as we have ourselves a tie ball game. Close to end in the half, 39 seconds remaining. Kickoff taken from the 3. Pate returns at 18 yards. Army 1st and 10, their own 21, as they have 2 timeouts. Bynum drops back to pass. Flags flies. He lets loose of the ball and finds David Wagner, who comes down with it, who couldn't get out of bounds. And it will be holding on the defense. Penalty will be declined. Army will call timeout, 1 remaining. It'll be 2nd and 1 from their own 30. Drops back to pass over the middle, incomplete. They hand the ball off to Valverde, who rushes it up the gut, and he gets 7 yards in the play, and Army calls their final timeout. 23 seconds left. Bynum drops back to pass, has to scramble, decides to dump it off shortly to Bird. Bird gets up the field. He can't get out of bounds, and it'll be a 12-yard gain, but that will be the end of the half, as we have halftime. And we got a tight ball game, 10-10. Poor clock management by Army, couldn't get down the field. That would have been a 1st and 10 on their own 49-yard line with a chance to potentially heave it up into the end zone. Um, as this game day is brought to you by the Cowboys suck. Yep, just gonna put that out there. No one likes the Cowboys. They suck. They have a quarterback that's poor, that's extremely overpaid. 3 playoff appearances, only 1 playoff win. $40 million quarterback. Gotta love it. But that's what you get for, picking up a player from a school that's beneath us. So, well, he was also accused of sexual assault too. So, which kind of fits with the whole cowboy narrative as well. You had a chance to get Dion as well for coaching. So, all right, enough ribbing. Flippy. Dogwood, what's your favorite NFL team? So I can rib on them next. Sure he is. Wink, wink. So the Eagles? Because didn't they just like draft like most of the defensive players for them or something like that? I'll do a sponsor for the dogs later on. Have to do something with like Carson Beck potentially. Um, All right. Um, let's see if Georgia can do anything with this potential lead or potentially get the lead. Sorry. As it'll be kickoff, it'll be a touchback, and Georgia will take over starting here in the third quarter. 25-yard line. Sims drops back to pass, and he incomplete to Fredericks. They will complete a pass to Mir out of the backfield for a gain of 6, third down and 4. Back to the air. Sims feels pressure, steps up into the pocket. Will find Fredericks, who gets it for a big gain, and it'll run out of bounds for a gain of 14. And I think that's the most Sims has thrown in a drive so far. Hand the ball off to James, who gets 2 yards. Sims keeps it for himself as the RPO breaks free as he runs to the outside, slides down for a gain of 10 on the play, and it'll be 1st and 10 Georgia. And something must have happened with Sims. His shoe came off, and instead of putting into the backup, Georgia will elect to call timeout on that. They'll have 2 remaining in the half. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Hand the ball off to James, who lowers his shoulder and gets a gain of 1. Rich, mute yourself. 2nd down and 9. Let's just do that. Hand the ball off to James, who gets a gain of 3, but there's a flag on the play. Holding on the defense. They will accept the 5-yard penalty, and it's automatic 1st down. 1st and 10, Georgia. As they hand the ball off to Mir, who gets a 7-yard gain. Or no gain, sorry. Sims keeps it for himself. He gets a gain of 14 on the play, and it's 1st and 10, Georgia, and they're knocking on the door. 23-yard line. Sims keeps it for himself. He rushes ahead, and he gets 4 yards. Make it 2nd down and 6, and Georgia calls another timeout. Apparently, the Dogwood and his quarterback are not on the same page, as they have now wasted 2 timeouts on this drive alone. 2nd and 6. Sims drops back to pass, looking towards the end zone. He overthrows his man, Friedrichs. 3rd down and 6. Play action, looking. He's got one-on-one again. This time to Marley. Marley jumps for the ball. Touchdown, Georgia. As Demarion Marley comes down with it, another one-on-one coverage there. The extra point by Brasher is up and good, and it is 17-10 with 10:38 left in the third quarter. Kickoff taken from the 6-yard line as Pate will get a 29-yard return, and Army will start off in great field position at the 35-yard line. They go to the air. Bynum feels pressure and has to throw this ball away, incomplete. Hand the ball off to Valverde in the backfield, who gets blown up and he gets dropped for a loss of 1. 3rd down and 11. They run the RPO. Bynum keeps it for himself, looking for a pass, decides he's going to scramble. He rushes up, and he tries to lower his shoulder for the 1st down, but he gets hit hard, and the ball pops free. The ball is a fumble, and it will be Dallas Felt will fall on the ball for Army, as it will be stopped short of the 1st down marker. 4th and 1 at the 44. As Bynum tried to fight for the extra yardage to get the 1st down marker, the ball popped free. He gets hit hard. And Army will keep their offense out on the field. From the 44-yard line, pistol formation. Bynum hands the ball off to the up man, Valverde, who rushes up the gut, gets past the 1st down marker, and gets a 6-yard gain on the play. First and 10, Army at midfield. Bynum shaking off the cobwebs. He will drop back to pass, looking, throws it on the outside. He finds Broussard, who comes down with it for a big 14-yard gain. First down, Army at the Georgia 36. Hand the ball off to Wright. Wright rushes up the gut, gets a gain of 6 on the play. Incomplete pass to Moore. Third down and 4. False start on the offense. Makes it third down and 9. Charlie Kearney brings it back. Army sends a motion. False start again. This time Dallas Felt, the lineman who dove on the ball to recover it, now drops him back 5 yards. Third down and 14 at the Georgia 40. They are knocked out of field goal range. Bynum, shotgun formation, takes the snap, looking, steps up into the pocket, throws it, finds Bird, who comes down with it. Big first down play and a little bit more as he's finally run out of bounds for a gain of 18. First and 10 at the Georgia 22. As they will go back to the ground game. Wright gets the handoff for no gain. Wright gets the handoff again for a gain of 5 this time, making it third down and manageable. Hand the ball off to Valverde. Valverde rushes it up the middle, lowers his shoulder, tries to stretch out for the first down marker, but he's going to be stopped short, as it will bring up 4th and 1 at the Georgia 13. As Bynum and his head coach are having a talk, and they will keep the offense out on the field as they will go for it. Bynum, play action, looks, throws it quickly to the outside to Bird. Bird can't come down with it as it will fall incomplete. As we have a flag on the play. Pass interference on the defense. Automatic first down, and it will now be first and goal from the 10 for Army. Bird was covered up. They could have gotten him for a holding, but Victor Bailey was in there for the pass interference. First and goal from the 10. Hand the ball off to Valverde, who rushes it up the middle for a gain of 1. Second and goal. Bynum keeps it for himself, dropping back, feels pressure, can't get out of it. He's going to be dropped for a sack. Neil Cole will get there and drop it for a loss of 8. Third down and goal from the 17. As Bynum will shotgun formation, drops back, throws it short to Broussard. Broussard tries to make something, but he only gets 10 on the play. It'll be 4th and goal from the 7, and they will have to kick the ball. Gordon Travis will line up for the 24-yard chip shot, and is up and good as Army cuts into the lead. It is now 17-13 with 2:14 left in the third. Army held on to the ball a lot that drive, as Georgia will take over. 2:14 left in the third. Kickoff taken from the 7-yard line. Marley gets a decent return of 22, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Time winding down in the third. Meir gets the handoff, and he gets a gain of 2 on the play. Sims drops back to pass, looking, throws it over the middle. Finds Daniel James as he comes down with it, rushes up the field a little bit before he's brought down by the safety for a gain of 18. It'll be 1st and 10 on their own 49-yard line. And in true fashion, false start penalty by Georgia, making it 1st and 15. No timeout this time. To end the quarter, they will flip it out to Fredericks on a wide receiver sweep, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of 2. And that is the end of the third quarter. Both having one drive apiece as Georgia goes down the field, takes up less than 5 minutes. Army takes up 8 minutes of the quarter, but Georgia is knocking with 2nd and 17 on their own 42-yard line. As we will get to our next sponsor, because I said I'd make fun of them, the Georgia Bulldogs. Had a good football year this year. Big time losses during the year to Alabama and Ole Miss, both of which were they were away. The one I loved the most was that Ole Miss one, even though I wasn't there for it. Thank you for beating Texas in the SEC championship. Greatly appreciated. But what the fuck with Notre Dame? Okay. Doesn't matter. You lost your quarterback. His ugly ass can go down to Miami and be with his hot girlfriend. You got your new starting quarterback's potentially Gunner, which is interesting. All right. Fuck the Tigers too. That's why you got a subpar coach who couldn't bring Notre Dame to a national championship, and his backup could do it. You're supposed to have better talents at LSU. All right. It makes him look even worse because, the all-star Heisman winning quarterback is doing great in the NFL. You couldn't do it with him, so. All right, fourth quarter of action as we have Georgia deep, 2nd and 17. Sims drops back to pass as he will be sacked. Joe Beebe will get there, drop him for a loss of 6, and it's now 3rd and 23, as they will just hand the ball off to get some room. Gain of 9 on the play by James as it brings up a 4th and 14. And they will punt. 44-yard punt. Pate will get it from the 11-yard line and get a 4-yard return. 1st and 10, Army on their own 15. Let's see if they will try to do something here and keep the ball as long as they did last time. Bynum drops back to pass, throws it to Quentin Roberts. Roberts comes down with it, gets up the field. He's got a great block, and he's got a good return. This one will finally be shoved out of bounds for a gain of 38 on the play, as it will be a big first down play, as we will have a penalty on the field. Ineligible receiver downfield by the offense. 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 on their own 10 and bring it back. 1st and 15. Hand the ball off to Wright. Wright lowers his shoulder. He gets a gain of 7 on the play. First down. 2nd down and 8. Nelson Bynum drops back to pass. Looking, fires to the outside, finds Kyle Bird. Bird has been the big man today so far, as a big gain of 25 on the play. Now it's first down. 1st and 10 in their own 42. Hand the ball off to Valverde. He rushes it, finds a good hole, runs up. He gets to the first down marker before he's brought down for a gain of 10, as they have yet another first down into Georgia territory. Hand the ball off to Valverde, who gets a gain of 5. Hand the ball off to Wright, who gets no gain. 3rd down and 5. As they will go to the air. Bynum drops back to pass, looking, and it's incomplete, as it will bring up a 4th and 5 on the play, and they will send out the punt team. At the Georgia 43, they will elect to punt it. Kelly, punt, as there's a flag that flies. It will be fair catch by Marley, as we will look at the penalty. Offside on the defense. It will give the 5 yards to Army. 1st down, Army. At the 38-yard line. Big swing there. Bynum drops back to pass, looking, throws it over the middle, finds Bird for a sliding catch of 13 yards, and they're getting deeper into Georgia territory. Hand the ball off to Valverde, rushes it up the gut, gets a gain of 4. Quick pass over the middle this time to Broussard, who comes down with it, tries to extend out for the 1st down marker, but he's going to be stopped short. 3rd down and 1. They run the play action. Defense bites. He's got a man wide open, and he overthrows his man, Broussard, as Bynum just got a little bit too excited with his man being wide open, and it brings up a 4th and 1 from the 16. And Flippy, with no hesitation, keeps his offense on the field. Time, 9:41 left. Plenty of time, as they will go to the ground game, hand the ball off to Wright. Wright gets the initial surge, gets past the line of scrimmage before he gets a 5-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10 at the Georgia 11. As Bynum will drop back to pass. Penalty flags fly. He throws it towards the end zone, and it will be touchdown, Army. As Bynum pump fakes, decided to scramble, and he rushes it in for the end zone, but there is a flag on the play. Holding on the defense will be declined. Victor Bailey yet again. The extra point is up and good. With 8:57 left in the game, Army leads it 20-17. Kickoff taken from the 7-yard line. Marley gets a good return of 25. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Georgia 32. And the ball off to Mir, who gets a gain of 4. Sims drops back to pass, finds Tobias Brewer streaking down the sideline for a big gain of 26 that led him out of bounds. And just like that, they flip the territory. They're in the Army 38. Sims will hand the ball off to Mir as he is met in the backfield for a loss of 3. But even more devastating, it's a holding penalty by Georgia. Will be accepted, 1st and 20. Sims drops back to pass, looking, finds it to Daniel James out of the backfield, who sprints out to the outside, gets to the 1st down marker as he's shoved out of bounds for a gain of 20 on the play. And it'll be 1st and 10, Georgia. As there's another piece of dirty laundry on the field. Illegal formation, Georgia negates the run. It will be 1st and 25. Hand the ball off to James, who gets a 6-yard gain. And Georgia calls their final timeout of the game. 2nd and 19. Hand the ball off to James, who gets 1 yard. Then Alex Birding gets a gain of 1, and they will have to punt the ball away. 4th and 17. It will be a touchback, and Army will take over at the 5:59 mark. Georgia needs a stop. 1st and 10. Army handoff. Rush again for 4. 2nd and 4. Fakes the handoff to right. Bynum has a man wide open. He finds Bird over the middle of the field. As he comes down with it, he's in chase as he will be tripped up for a 35-yard gain, and it will be 1st and 10 Army at the Georgia 42. They're in good position here, as they will let the time tick down. Hand the ball off to Valverde for a gain of 4. Hand the ball off to Wright, who gets a gain of 6. 1st down Army. Time ticking away. Hand the ball off to Bynum, who gets 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Bynum keeps it for himself, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss of 3 as we hit the 2-minute timeout. They let the time wind down. 2 minutes remaining. 3rd down and 12. Army will drop back to pass to try to get it into better field goal range as he throws, and it's going to fall incomplete, as they will have to punt the ball away after the incompletion. Ball bounces into the end zone as Georgia will take over with 1:50 left in the game. They have no timeouts remaining. 1st and 10 from the 20. Sims drops back to pass, throws it to the outside. He finds Demarion Marley, who comes down with it, and he steps out of bounds for a 14-yard gain. 1st down, Georgia. They hand the ball off to James. James rushes it up the gut as he'll be stopped for a 7-yard gain. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Georgia drops back to pass. Sims finds Marley to the outside, who comes down with it once again, and he steps out of bounds once more, this time for a big gain of 21. And it's 1st and 10 at the Army 38. They're almost in field goal range. Sims drops back to pass. Army sends pressure, and they get to him as he's dropped for a loss of 7. 2nd and 17, time winding down. They just decide to hand the ball off instead of spiking it, and he gets a gain of 1. 3rd down and 16. They hand the ball off to James again. James rushes it forward, and he fights for extra yardage, and it's a gain of 13, making it 4th down and 3. It would be a 47-yard field goal. 48-yard field goal. 44 seconds left in the game. And Georgia decides to keep their offense on the field. 4th and 3. Sims drops back to pass. Feels pressure, steps up into the pocket, fires over the middle to Ronnie Fredericks, who gets blown up, and it will be ball game, as it will be turnover on downs. Georgia can't do anything with it, as it will just be a kneel down by Army, as we have ourselves a brand new champion, as the Black Knights will win it 20-17 over Georgia, and Flippy will have his first ring. As if you would like to say something, now is the time.
Yes, let's go. Bombs away, man. We did it. What's up, bro? What's up, Cap? Oh, golly, man. It makes it a lot sweeter, bro. Makes it a hell of a lot sweeter. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it, man. It's good to join the club. It is a good feeling. It is about.
Uh,
Oh boy,
Flippy, you are finally in.
did it, man.
You're finally a
Great
champion.
call. Great, good work calling the game.
This was a fun one.